Now we'll open up the licensing commission meeting. First off is Commissioner LaCroix cannot make it today, so if there's a vote that is tied, we'll have to table it until he has a chance to weigh in. Also, approval of the meeting minutes will be postponed until next meeting, until Commissioner LaCroix can weigh in on that. First issue, or item up, is Riviera Center Cafe. Please step up to the microphone. State your name and address, please, for the record.
My name is Rogerio Oliveira. I'm going to open a 7 Everett Street, Unit B, and in Belsey, Riviera.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you're planning to do?
Yeah, it's basically, my menu is basically the breakfast and lunch food, like regular breakfast, all-day breakfast, and lunch sandwiches, basically sandwiches, and actually then I cook plates for for family takeout, big some Italian dishes too. So basic coffee shop is basically my business.
Okay. Did I notice that you were going to do catering as well?
I call catering, but it's like takeout food. If you call order large amount of food, you can come get it to go home.
Great. How many people do you expect to sit in the restaurant at any one time?
60 people.
60. And there's parking to accommodate that in the parking lot?
Yes. That's the number they give me in my list.
Okay, perfect. Great. I don't have any other questions.
Okay. What kind of experience have you had in the restaurant business?
Yes, I have 5 years on my background. I have another place down to Winthrop Center, called Winthrop Center Cafe. I worked for restaurants for 20 years, Italian food, steak house restaurant, breakfast restaurant, all kinds of food.
So is this going to be the same menu as you have in Winthrop?
Same exact thing.
Okay, and you'll be serving large platters to go with people?
Yes.
Okay, whereabouts is this? This is in the Bell Circle mall there, the strip mall?
Yeah, there's inside the little plaza they have over there, and I don't see another type of restaurant around there, so that's why I decided to go for this place. Was closed for about a year right now, and I rent and then I make all the work that I have to do. I have the occupancy certificate with me right now, so.
Okay. Have you been signed off by the departments?
Yes, I have with me the certificate of occupancy, if you want to see.
Okay. No, I think we can get one of our own. Okay. I have no other questions. Sounds like something good might be going there.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Are there anyone who wants to speak in favor of the establishment? Anyone to speak in opposition of the establishment? Hearing and seeing none on both sides. I'll close that part of the hearing, and I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Susan, you want to get the license back in the mail, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 2 is Devon's Crust LLC, doing business as Papa John's Pizza. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Cohane. I am here representing Devon's Crust LLC. Our mailing address is 238 14th Place Northeast, Washington, D.C. 20002. The location of the establishment proposed is 55 American Legion Highway here in the city of Revere.
Great. And, I'm sorry. Okay. So our understanding is you want to reopen Papa John's Pizza.
Yes, sir.
And the footprint of the plan, the original plan of the establishment will be the same?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're also waiting on some approvals from from the inspectional services due to some construction that you're doing?
Yes, so new gas ovens would have to be installed prior to opening, and the health inspector has indicated that he would like to inspect after that has been installed.
Great.
Okay, well, it was open before, and it was great. I don't know
Great.
why it closed, but it was doing very well. And don't see any problems with it. I don't, how many employees do you think will be employed at the premises?
12 to 15 upon opening, and we hope that with some new lifeblood and marketing, that will expand to around 17 to 18.
Excuse me, this is basically going to be takeout?
Yes, takeout and delivery, yes.
Okay.
No space for dine-in customers.
Okay, with no seating.
Yes, there's a counter where people can wait, but it's not intended for dine-in purposes.
Okay?
Great.
I have no questions.
Is there anyone who wants to speak in favor of Papa John's? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close that part of it. Anyone who wants to speak in opposition? I would make a motion that contingent upon getting the inspectional services approved, I would support it. And is there a second to that motion?
Well, I would second the motion, again, contingent on those, us receiving approval from the departments.
Certainly, understood.
Great, good luck.
Thank you very much
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Item number 3 is Fiesta Shows. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon, members of the board. I'm John Flynn. I'm the Executive Vice President of Dean and Flynn, doing business as Fiesta Shows of Seabrook, New Hampshire.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Flynn. Can you tell us what you're proposing? And our understanding is that sorry about that.
I think it's just a
Was it?
March 27th.
No, I get that. I was
April
looking for the
20th.
application, actually. Can you tell us what you're proposing to do and where?
It would be the annual carnival that we have that Sumner Redstone allows us to put on over on his property at the cinemas on Route 1 and Route 60 there.
Okay, and it appears that, is there a longer period of time or separate dates that you're holding at the showcase?
No, this is about the traditional time that we put it on and about the same dates.
Okay.
It's always just about when it's about to snow or rain or sleet while we're open. But yes, the timing would be the same.
What's the matter with July or June?
Well, Sumner won't make the property available then. It's just before their flea market kicks into business.
Gotcha.
And it's really the only time that he would allow it to be done there for the McCarthy Rec Committee.
Great. And this carnival is sponsored by the McCarthy Trifoni?
Trifoni Rec Committee, yes.
Great.
I would just like to, just for the viewing audience, a lot of people ask us why we having carnivals, why are there carnivals in the city? If you would just explain how this came to be and why we allow these carnivals to come to our city.
Years ago, they wanted to redo now I forget the name of the field by the fire station, the stadium.
Oh, Hill Park?
And Henry Trifoni and Mac had gotten together and figured they could raise funds to redo that field and the lighting and everything on it by having the carnival. Sumner Redstone was nice enough at that time to allow them to use that to raise funds, and they did completely redo the stadium, and now whatever funds they get every year from it go to all the different athletic programs in the city for uniforms and help support them. I think there's 22 different programs that they donate money to from it.
Because I know we used to have actually a wonderful luncheon.
Yes.
And they would, disperse the money to the different groups. So I was just wondering if that's still in place, or is it...
Because obviously over the years the revenues have gone down a little bit at the event as the economic times get more trying, shall I say. In order to contribute more money to the kids, they did away with that luncheon. And now what they do is just distribute the checks.
Oh, that's fine. I just assumed it would go to the children because, I just want to clarify that this comes into our city to help out with the children's sports in the city.
Yes, it
and
does.
that's why I've always supported it. But yeah, the luncheons were great, but I do understand,
I enjoyed the luncheons.
yes, times have changed, and that's fine. That's fine, as long as it's still for a charitable cause for our city.
Yes, it is.
So tell me what you're planning to do in terms of security hours of operation, those types of things.
Midweek, we always put into 11 o'clock in the evening, but midweek traditionally, we're closed by 10 o'clock. Perhaps if it's a little warmer on a Friday night or a Saturday night, we would go to 11 o'clock. But the hours will be the same as in the past. Details and security measures, I always leave that up to the chief and his people, and also the police chief, and also to the fire chief, because we have details from both departments that are on site at all times that we're open.
Okay, great.
And the time of our music shut off, I don't see that here.
We'll keep it exactly the same as in the past. We haven't had any complaints since we started turning
Since
it
we
off
turned
earlier.
it back. And the time on that was
I believe all amplification was turned off at 9:30.
9:30. That's reasonable enough.
Sure is.
I actually thought it was 10.
No, I think we started turning it off. What we did was turn all the sound off at 9:30 from the big music rides, and then anything that was amplified, because some of the games and whatever have their systems
Sound
on,
effects.
but everything, all the big music rides were shut down at 9:30, and everything else was quiet by 10, except for kids screaming and yelling and having a good time.
Okay.
Great. I don't have any other questions.
No, I don't have any other
And
questions.
naturally, if the board does approve this, I'll go through the same sequence that we always go through. Building department would be contacted, health department, electrical department, fire department for their inspections, and naturally the state for their inspections.
Right.
And do they still do the quarry?
Yes, they do.
They do.
Required by the state now, actually. Finally, they did some things right.
Oh,
It's
great.
It's required now for all companies that come into the state to do it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Excellent.
And also, the chief has me turn over a list of all employees because he double checks it.
Excellent. Any other questions?
No, I have no other questions.
Does anyone want to speak in favor of this event? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close that side. Anyone who wants to speak in opposition? Hearing and seeing none, is there a motion on the table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Go like Mr.
Thank you
Flaherty.
very much, members of the board. The weather here is a lot nicer. When I was coming down from north, snowflakes were this huge. 95 is accidents all over the place. That's why I was a little tired. I apologize for
Well,
that.
don't bring
Oh, that's
don't bring it
okay.
down with you.
Keep it up there with you.
No, exactly. Thank you. Item number 4 is Makaya Thai LLC, doing business as Makaya Thai Restaurant. Hi, could you please state your name?
Jeffrey Graber, I'm the attorney for the owner, and this is Louis Shore, the owner.
Great, thank you. Good afternoon.
This May, pronounce it for me, Lou? May Thai. And Mr. Shore is the sole member, manager, owner of the LLC that's going to be doing this. It's for a new Thai restaurant at 163 Squire Road. That's right near the Dollar Tree, which is actually his landlord, Mr. Christopher Alexander. And it's for common victualers, entertainment as far as TV at the bar, and an alcohol, which will be wine, beer, and cordials. I provided the affidavits.
I'm sorry, beer, wine,
And
Cordials.
cordials.
and cordials, sorry.
Yeah, not full alcohol.
Right.
That seems to be appropriate for the format of a Thai restaurant. And the space is a former, I think at one point it's been a restaurant space for quite some time. It's a Brazilian restaurant, it's a pizza restaurant, and they haven't been successful there. But it's always been used for that. And we're hoping, or Mr. Shore is certainly hoping with the first upscale Thai restaurant in the area, I think the nearest one is in Boston, that this will have a real possibility of succeeding given his background and, as well. It's 2320 square feet. Occupancy limit is 50. He's going to have 44 seats, 8 at the bar and the rest. And I have actually a better floor plan, and maybe if I could have Mr. Shore pass this out. It's kind of colored up. The floor plan is essentially the same as the existing restaurant. It's just he's taken it over and renovated it for purposes of a Thai restaurant. I believe the space was approved for the prior restaurants for 50 occupancy, so that's what we're seeking, but there'll only be 44 seats. We've taken over the space, obtained the lease, purchased the equipment from the prior restaurant that actually went into bankruptcy, I believe. And so
Correct.
there was a little bit of a delay getting that released, but because of that, he's already signed the lease as of December 1st. He's done his remodeling, and he's subject to final sign-offs by, I think the fire department was in there, safety, health department. Have they signed off yet?
I don't.
Okay, final sign-off, and then the certificate of occupancy, it was probably days away from applying for that.
Thursday or Friday, I believe, Chris is signing off, the general contractor.
So it's essentially, as you see from the floor plan, a space that, with the renovations, is ready to go as a new restaurant. Mr. Shore his background is he's a trained, professionally trained and accomplished chef. He hosts a radio TV show on cable television. He's had experience in the restaurant industry back to the 70s.
Easily.
And he's been initially in corporate positions, but then doing the training and doing his show. But now he wants to get back into the front end of the restaurant business, and particularly with the Thai restaurant. And the vision here is an upscale Thai restaurant, the first in the area, with an imaginative menu, and I've brought some menus as samples, but still reasonably priced. There's their sample. They're already prepared with their, I gave you too much, lunch and dinner menu. And these just came in.
They just came in this morning.
So they're
Perfect
right
timing.
off the, he's lined up his chef, his wait staff, and there'll probably be 11 to 12 people employed, as far as 3 to 4 chefs, 6 wait staff on a rotating, because it'll be open 7 days a week, and then 2 busboys and cleaning up. The manager is a Revere resident, Pumara Di Filippo, who's here, and she has experience as a restaurant manager, and she has particular experience with the Thai food. She also does some cooking for that. So that's the plan for the restaurant itself. As far as the liquor license, they're applying for something that they assume would be appropriate for this kind of a scale of a restaurant. They're not going to have a bar, they're not going to have hard liquor, they're beer, wine, and cordials, the kind of drinks that you have with an Asian-type restaurant that would seem to be appropriate. The financing for liquor, he's the sole capital source. He's the sole capital source, Mr. Shore. There are no investors, there's no bank financing, and the investment is the equipment, which is now the purchase has been approved from the prior bankrupt owner. That's about $40,000, about $11,500 in the renovations, which are almost complete, and then the startup costs, inventory, so about $57,000, which financing record, so he can't finance. So there'll be no liens, there'll be no pledges. And he has, Mr. Shore and Ms. Di Filippo have experience in not only the restaurant industry, but also in liquor service. They both operated restaurants and have their safe serve. Yours is still up to date, and anyone else who needs the training will go through that, but they have that kind of experience. So they're ready to go.
It's small, oh yeah, it's a small bar.
Eight people.
Well, it should be, do we have 9 seats there? Because it should, yeah, it should be, yeah, so it's 9, okay. So.
And what are you proposing for hours?
The operating hours are going to be running Sunday through Thursday from 11 to 10 o'clock, and then, I'm sorry, 11:30 till 10 o'clock, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, we're asking to go from 11:30 to 10:30 or 11 o'clock
11
at night.
o'clock.
11 o'clock
Yeah.
at night, yeah. which seems to be reasonable, because the Chinese restaurant adjacent to us is open till 11 o'clock. Not that we're competing with them, but we know those are the hours they're keeping as well, because we're really two different type of venues.
So you don't anticipate this, the bar staying open after 11 o'clock?
Oh, Lord, no, no, no. I am my background goes back to operating as a regional manager for Friendly Ice Cream, way back when it was under the Blake brothers, okay? And then I was also the vice president for the steakhouse chain called Sizzler Steakhouse. I don't know if you remember that name brand. Okay, but I also had a restaurant in Columbus, Ohio. And so my background, and with the Culinary Guild of New England and serving on the board for the American Institute of Wine and Foods, you know, all that is just part of my history. My mother actually was the first French chef here in the United States, and Julia Child is a former student of my mother's. So when I was this tall, I was hanging out with Julia. And that's really proud for me to say that, because she was a giant of a woman back then, and she still is in my own personal being today. But, you know, a lot of the famous chefs that you probably know today schooled either through my mother or through Julia. It's a wonderful experience. Me? Oh, I'll probably be there minimum 50% of the time. All right? I have entrusted Pumara, who is, you know, to me, been a dear friend of mine for the last 22 years. I know how she can handle things in the restaurant world. So, you know, I trust her. I know the staff that we've hired. I'm married to somebody from Thailand, and so it was really sort of like, you know, being able to, you know, fold things together and weave them together to be able to put a staff together that fast, and I know all the staff. So I'm just one of those guys that doesn't want to let go. So I have to be there. So, you know, you may not see me, but I'm there. Trust me, okay? Yeah, yeah. She will be there, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think your first question was, do you have another restaurant? Not anymore. This will be your only restaurant.
This will be my only restaurant. This is all I'm going to be dealing with. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, and you got in your background, but
Yeah. Okay.
yes.
I think what's really exciting is to know that you have the opportunity of, and I just want to quickly shoot this out.
Can you put your mic on? I don't,
I think their mic is on.
is it on?
It is.
I think
Can you
it is.
hear? Oh,
Then,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't
Sorry
on.
about that.
I'm so used to having a mic here, I'm sorry. One of the things that really thrilled me about 4 months ago when I was investigating the area because of Pumara, she had suggested I come take a look at a place. And I had, over the last 4 or 5 years, have been looking at different opportunities, and you know, when you have that feeling it just doesn't gel and it doesn't click. When I opened up that door and walked into this place, it was like snap. I said, you know what? This is it. And this is even before I knew that there was no Thai restaurant in Revere. So I feel that confident that we're going to do very well, and I think it's really going to be wonderful for the city.
That's great. Well, you're talking now maybe 50 patrons at a time. What are you using for parking? Are you allowed to use, as you said, was it the Dollar Tree owns the property?
We have the Dollar Tree. There's a side street. That's well, there's one on each side. The side streets that is ample parking. Okay, and Chris, the owner of Nick's Bistro, has also offered the overflow traffic into his parking lot as well. So.
We have a resume if it's useful for the file. You prepared those, Mr. Schwartz. Just a little of the background, which is good.
Well, I hope there's something about Julia in here. I was a big fan of hers.
Were you?
Yes, absolutely. Every Saturday I watched her.
I used to go to her place in Cambridge. My mother and I, we would just, you know, shoot on over and sit down, have time with Julia. And her secretary, Stephanie. I don't know if you knew Stephanie, but I knew Paul, her husband, the artist, and I still have, you know, did you see the movie?
No.
No? There's a movie, yeah, called Julie and Julia. And in that movie, trust me when I tell you this, it's almost to the T of how Julia would have responded. All right? And the cards that her husband Paul used to make up for Valentine's and for Christmas and for Thanksgiving, I actually have those cards.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it's a
Put
good-
some
good
up in
memory.
the shop and we'll visit it.
We're actually working on certain elements to the infusion of the French and Thai cuisine, because my specialty is French cuisine.
Well, it's nice to hear that, you know, a restaurant of this type is interested in coming to the city. We certainly want to encourage that type of interest. Having said that, I don't have any other questions.
I don't have any at this moment. Is there any opponents here? Or
Is there anybody who wants to speak in favor of this issue, this establishment?
Tim, you want to say anything? This is a friend of mine, Tim Murphy.
Right. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Tim Murphy. I'm a friend of Lou's. I've known Lou for years. He's very successful at what he does. Again, I think it's going to be a great, you know, additive to the area. Again, there's nothing close but Boston, and I think it's going to be a good, you know, additive.
Great, thank you.
And did the letter make it to file from Kenneth Jones? If not, we'll hand that in. He's apparently sent it in, but he's a former city manager or assistant to the mayor of Pittsburgh, who's known Mr. Shore for a while, so he's agreed to write a letter saying it's good business practices.
Great, excellent.
Well, I have no other questions.
Anyone else wants to speak in favor of? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close that side. Anyone who wants to speak in opposition? Hearing and seeing none. I'll make a motion to approve, contingent upon getting final inspections, and then once that happens, you should be good to go, assuming you get a second vote.
We know the liquor license will take another step, but you know, he's prepared to proceed with it as a restaurant as soon as we have the sign.
Exactly. Okay. Is there a second to that motion?
So right now we're approving, we're approving the common victular and the,
We're approving the common victuals license, the entertainment license, which is going to be television, basically, and radio, until approximately closing time, and then the malt and wine and cordial license.
okay, I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good luck.
Thank you.
Wish you a lot of luck. Please.
I don't even know who was there.
Next item up is the 99 Restaurant, 99 West LLC. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon. Michael Dirks, 15 Sheridan Road, Stoneham, Massachusetts.
Great. And your application is for a change of manager?
Yes.
Great. And you'll become the new manager?
Yes.
Okay. Great. And can you just give us a little idea on your experience and
I've been an assistant manager at the 99 for the last 7 years. I was recently promoted to general manager in December. Before that, I was a general manager with Spud's Restaurant and Pubs, a small chain in the North Shore. At their heyday with 5 restaurants. I had worked at all of their restaurants in some capacity for the past 22 years before working for the 99.
Great. I don't have any other questions.
I don't really have any questions. If you ran Spud's, that was a great restaurant. I think they're still
Still
around.
is.
There's
Still is a good restaurant.
2 left, I think.
Yeah, there's one in Saugus, and I don't know where the other one is.
Raleigh.
Raleigh.
Saugus and Raleigh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
still good. Great.
No, I have no questions. And just your hours of being there, you're going to be on the premises?
Yeah, I'll be there 50 plus, a minimum of 50.
Great.
Okay.
Anyone wants to speak on behalf of 99? Hearing and seeing none. Anyone want to speak in opposition? Hearing and seeing none. I'll close it. Is there a motion on the table?
Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. Good luck.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah. It's only 2 of us.
How do you like it?
I know.
Okay. Okay, so
Item number 5 is Dritta Foods LLC, doing business as Nick's Place 2. Hi, please state your name and address for the record, please.
It's Florian Bala, 48 Derby Road, here in Riviera.
Great, and you're applying for a transfer of the common victuals license?
Yes.
Great, and you're going to take over control of it, and can you give us a little background on your experience?
Sure. Yeah. Actually, I was running for 10 years, but business was under my father's name, so he retired. So we're going to take over.
So you've actually been working there?
Yeah, I've been working there since we opened.
Gotcha. Okay. Excellent.
is it going to be under the same name? Is this a name change also?
Actually, the name is changed, but it's doing business as a Nick's Place, so name is not going to change.
So is the current ownership structure, is that Dritta Foods
Yes, LLC.
LLC, and it's
Yes.
going to remain Dritta Foods?
Yes.
You're just taking over.
No, sorry. It was Hamdi.
Yeah, Hamdi Bala is my father's
was
name.
The LLC was the original, his father's. I want to transfer it to the new name with him and his mother.
So it would be a name change.
It is a transfer of ownership from one LLC to the other.
Gotcha. Okay.
It is the same people, effectively.
Right.
but
Yep,
it's a
yep.
transfer of ownership from
Understood.
Yep, okay.
Okay. So do you anticipate any changes in the restaurant from how you've operated in the past?
Actually, in better way, yes. Like better service, more customers, especially in summertime is going to be.
But in terms of the footprint of the restaurant and what you serve and how you operate, that's not really changing?
Oh no, that's not going to change. Like maybe a little bit, like in good ways. Like if you add more recipe but the main thing's going to be the same.
Okay.
Now, I see you have seating for 20 with 5 tables. Was that on the previous common victual license? It did. I didn't know there were seats in there.
Yes.
Oh, doesn't look it from outside.
Yeah, actually, you're right because the small windows that make like that.
Oh.
But it's 20 seats.
And that was licensed for 20 seats. Okay. And again, your hours on the premises, when will you be there?
Actually, I'm there 70 hours a week, like 10 to 10.
So you're full-time?
Yes.
Great. And you're not doing any type of entertainment in terms of like television, radio, or anything? Are you applying for that? No. Okay. Okay. I don't have any questions.
No, and the only thing also, just anyone that comes up, we don't allow tables and chairs outside on the sidewalks or stools. That's.
I was going to ask you if I prefer that, actually. I never did since it's been there 10 years, but I was going to.
I think someone put stools out last year and they were eating at the counter.
Oh, no, in my place. We just have the bands. Just the bands, but no.
Right in that area, some people were, and we were told that that's not our property to license. Revere doesn't own the sidewalks. That's owned by DCR.
Yeah.
So we can't have any seating outside at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
So there's no way we can have any seats.
Not unless you own the property out in front of the establishment. If you do, then you'd have to apply for an outdoor license.
Okay.
That's why you see some with tables outside, because they own those couple of feet that actually just fit a small table. The rest is not owned by the city of Revere or yourself. You don't have any side land there?
No.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to put those stools.
It's unfortunate.
bad.
It would actually be nice. It would be nice. I mean.
Yeah, in summertime it would be nice just for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And have the rest of it.
I think
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. We've licensed those that do own the space, but we can't license something you don't own.
Yeah. So, unless you could show proof that you own the property out in front of the establishment, however much it is.
Actually, we're planning to buy the property, so when I get that, I can get
Yeah,
back to here again.
if there's room out in front and you want to come up with a plan and propose seating outdoors, as long as you own it, we're certainly open to that. We're just for notice, I mean, we want to make sure that you recognize that most of that property, most of that sidewalk is owned by DCR.
I will say, DCR sometimes does let you use the property. They do let one other establishment use the property, but they won't allow any alcohol served. So you may be able to go to them and ask them, but you would have to get their permission. They have in other cases allowed it.
Oh, okay.
But you would have to go through them and then come back to us with an approval.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Any other
No.
Any other questions?
No, I have no other questions.
Does anyone want to speak in favor of the applicant? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone want to speak in opposition of the applicant? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close both sides of that, and I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks again. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we have some communications. I can try and read them for you. We have a communication, number one, was a communication dated 1/13/2014 from Massachusetts Alcohol Beverage Control Commission, acknowledging receipt of Form 43, notifying them of change of closing hours of Cafeteria Las Delicious Colombians, Inc. Communication number two, dated 1/13/2014, from Massachusetts Alcohol Beverage Control Commission, acknowledging receipt of Form 43, notifying them of change of closing hours for Sons of Revere LLC, doing business as Sons of Revere. Communication number three, dated 1/17/2014, from Massachusetts Alcohol Beverage Control Commission, a notice of hearing of Axon Inc. DBA Santorini Restaurant on Tuesday, March 11, 2014 at 1 p.m. for possible violation of Massachusetts law restricting sale of alcohol beverages to those purchased from licensees under Chapter 18 or Chapter 19 or from a holder of a special license under Chapter 22A. Communication 4. Communication dated 12/2/2013 from Massachusetts Alcohol Beverage Control Commission, a decision that David Lightbody, doing business as the Boulevard Bar and Grill, was found to have violated the law requiring automatic amusement devices to be in open view at all times. The Commission issued a one-day suspension to be in abeyance for 1 year, barring future violations. Violation date, March 27, 2013. Hearing date, January 21st, 2014.
Thanks. Thank you. License renewals for 2014, fortune teller Rosie Cooper, doing business as Revere Psychic Studio, 209 Square Road, and a Class 2 motor vehicle license, Motorcycles of Manchester, Inc., at 184 Broadway. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. Our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, March 19th, and I will make a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.